Alright, I'm about to do my panel in a few minutes. I'm about to start setting up. With that being said, let's do this. Boink. And is it gonna show? Come on. There we go. Sweet. Okay. Mush everybody. My name is Kaiju Tucker. So, okay. I know I may sound a little bit egotistical, but introduction. Let's go. Let's go over what is in the cosplay community. I'm gonna be going over the art of cosplay, more or less. Okay, so, but first, a bit about myself. I've been cosplaying since 2012, 2014, I believe. First cosplay I did was Shinji Ikari from Evangelion, Ian Beak from Jet Set Radio. And I know a little bit about modifying costumes as well as modifying props and so forth, as well as I've participated in masquerades such as skits and all that good stuff. But first, on to the important stuff. Cosplay is not consent. Basically, in a nutshell, the point of this, okay, before I even get started, I just want to get this one thing out there. Cosplay is definitely not consent. The basics of this, the whole point of it is to prevent harassment, because there is always harassment in some form or way in the cosplay community in general. The movement, it's basically been going on for a few years. Basically, it's so people won't harass other cosplayers, rather half-naked, half-skimpy cosplays, like kind of like this, Dante from Devil May Cry. But people basically, in a nutshell, want respect, and they do not want to be touched unless if you ask them, more or less. With that, these are the points right here of why this is a thing, and why it's been a thing for quite some time. So now on to the fun stuff. Why cosplay? It's a great way to have fun, brings joy to others, and it's a great way to be creative, and it's also, you can express yourself as that character. As you can tell, I mean, I'm an exhausted Dante right now, so, I mean, it's 98 degrees, so I'm going to be exhausted, but I'm more chill at this point in time and being more cocky, if anything. Now, what to expect while cosplaying? The photos. Photos, basically, you're going to be getting stopped non-stop to get a photo taken of. Say, like, Dante from Devil May Cry, Kiki's Delivery Service right there, or someone from Super Smash Bros. Or Bayonetta, so forth. Basically, the photos just being stopped non-stop. From my experience, I cosplayed a Cure from Kill la Kill, the blue-haired guy, and me and my group were stopped at least like 6-7 times for a photo, and it was fun, but it was exhausting a little bit, but it was cool. Same goes for me and my friend cosplaying Dante and Virgil from Devil May Cry 3. We were stopped at least, I'd say, 10 times at most. And it's fun. And also there'll be those people asking, how did you make it, or did you modify it, did you buy it? I mean, people ask that, and just because of curiosity's sake, and also having fun with cosplay. Now, put into play in cosplay. Now, make yourself a huge audience, huge target for the audience. Become the character. Become one with the character. Act like the character and put on a show. Don't be afraid to become the character. Be loud and booming. Just like this guy, Kamina, the great Kamina from Team Gurren. Just do it, man. Just do it. You have to make yourself a huge target for the audience. Now, cosplay, contests, and masquerade basics. I'm gonna need my nose because I wrote too much. But okay, here we go. Sorry. Okay, so before entering a cosplay contest or masquerade, if going solo, if you're doing a 1-minute skit, do something simple like swordplay, dancing, anything simple that comes to mind, more or less. And if not, you can, if you don't have a group, you can always go solo. I'm a solo artist myself when it comes to skits and masquerade, because I've only done one skit with one of my friends. We basically kind of faked getting kicked off stage. It was fun, because we're basically stripping, more or less. Well, fake stripping, may I add. Not like, woo, like nudist beach stripping, but And step 2, practice makes perfect. Practice every day when you get a chance. When you get a chance to, this is self-explanatory. Practice makes perfect in general. And the last step, oh yeah, make sure to drink water before you go up on stage and breathe. You must breathe in order to not be super nervous. And also, step up your time to shine. Now, I'm going to go over how I started a little bit and cosplay basics more or less, especially if you're starting out in the cosplay world. If you're doing simple cosplay such don't mind the introduction. Okay, so I'm not even going to go over the introduction, but regardless, these are some simple cosplay ideas that I've done over the years. Usually they require a polo shirt, lab coat, like this guy William Birkin from Resident Evil 2. And that is Kira from Kill la Kill, the blue-haired guy. Koyuki from Beck. These are cosplays I've done before. I have a few examples, but these are really simple cosplays, stuff you can find at Goodwill. And of course, we have old or young Philip as Shinji, or young Kaiju as Shinji. And these are all the simple cosplays I've done over the years. And Rock from Black Lagoon. Now, on to modifying. This is one of my favorite things to do. Turn that leather jacket I made from Male Bandito right there. I did my own spin on it for gender bend, because there's only 2-3 reference photos that I used. Basically, just put your own spin on it, and same goes for this commission I did for one of my friends, Yo-Yo's hoodie from Jet Set Radio. I used nothing but fabric paint and not an old hoodie, but a hoodie that I ordered. And of course, these are examples of modded cosplays. As you can tell, I tend to go for neon, sometimes red. Red's my favorite color, obviously. Male Bayonetta, these are just reference photos I used as well over the years. And here are some of my recent mods, better pictures. That was a blank gas mask. I pretty much just painted it for a Reaper Hunk, and that is the isolated that I made for one of my friends. It is made out of nothing but foam, cardboard, and a PVC pipe. And that giant behemoth knife, made out of the same material but with Ava foam, lots and lots of Ava foam and lots of, my soul is pretty much in that blade as we speak. And that's another mod right there, Ray Yo-Yo's hoodie from Jet Set Radio Future that I made for one of my friends. I kind of put my own spin on it. And of course, if you want to upgrade your cosplay, go right ahead. Leveling up your costume. Basically, if, say, you wanted to add something new, like that hook I added right there, that was from my old, that's my old great knife that I made many years ago. Well, that was Pyramid Head was my second big cosplay, I believe. Yeah, second big cosplay, many years ago from Silent Hill 2. And of course, I added a hook on it because I just felt like being creative and just adding some extra neatness to it. And I added LED lights to my shoes. And of course, now they're gone, but whatever. And of course, some other mods or leveling up I did for Pyramid Head's helmet. Now, props, I'm not even going to read this thing because I don't want to look at the screen even though it's right from me, but over the years, I learned about certain materials that work. Say, craft foam and cardboard are a good way to start making swords. Especially if you're starting out. The great knife, as you can tell, is made out of cardboard and a broomstick that I found laying around. This, like I said, that was my first giant prop I made many years ago. And stocking sword right there, it's made out of nothing but Ava foam. Very thick stuff. And also, props continued, how to make modded guns, or not modded guns, but this is Raiden's M9 from Metal Gear Solid 2. What I did was I took a old Nerf gun that was broken, modded it, and added a suppressor on it, and that's what it looks like now. And of course the skin tight suits. I'm still new to building skin tight suits, believe it or not. I haven't built a skin tight suit in a long time. That guy right there with the M9 riding, the white haired guy. That was the first skin tight suit I built like back in like 2016, and of course this is what it looks like. This was what when I was starting off with cosplaying and doing elaborate costumes. Now onto cosplay posing, one of my favorite things I love to do. Introduction. It's a fun hobby, man. You get to pose however you like and be a poser. And the pose is what makes the perfect picture. Okay, so here are just some simple stuff that I've collected over the years. Toby, just, you know, thumbs up, male stalking with the Pocky in his mouth. Rock smoking a cigarette, you know, that stuff. Action poses. Now, action poses are kind of tricky, especially if you're like jumping off something, if you're doing an action more or less. The photographer would need to time that more or less, from my experience, because that picture of me jumping off a ledge or whatever at Anime in Atlantic many years ago, I did it twice because I messed up on my first try, and then the second try, I ended up succeeding because like the photographer timed it right, and he had to like kind of lay down on the ground in order to get that shot. Same goes for the one where I'm jumping off right there. Pose normal props. Now I really wish I had my rebellion so I can use them as an example, but these are the only examples I got. Props are cool to have on you when it comes to posing. You can do pretty much anything with props, even spray cans, sword fights, gun fights, anything is possible. As you can tell, props really make the picture perfect. And of course, the goofy poses are one of my favorite things to do. We got the classic game over from Jet Set Radio of beat failing the mission. Basically anything that comes off the top of your head, you can do something really goofy. Especially this guy cosplaying from Space Dandy, and of course these two pyramid heads. Now improvised poses are always fun. Just kind of improvise, like I said, just think of whatever comes to your mind and just do it. And also posing with a partner or group. When it comes to cosplaying with a group or partner, basically you gotta make sure they're comfortable with getting their pictures taken as well as with the poses. These are some old photos from AMA, like 2015, Kill la Kill and Legend of Zelda. Now on to hosting a photo shoot, which is another one of my favorite things to do. I high-key love bringing people together. Introduction. I'm going to basically go over the steps on how to host a photo shoot at a convention. Alright, so step one, figure out what fandom you want to do for a photo shoot. When doing a photo shoot, first thing you want to do is figure out what fandom you want to do. Like examples would include Vocaloid, Evangelion, Hellsing, etc., etc. And include a Pokemon with the Great Fire Pokemon. And step two, find a location. Location is key. You want a good location near, especially near the convention center. You don't want it far away. You want it near the convention center. And obviously, this is the Hampton Coliseum. This is where I had my first photo shoot at NECO. And of course, step three, fill out the form. Film it. Form is pretty basic to fill out. Just put down the event, your name, number, and all that stuff, minus your personal information. The forms are very simple to fill out from what I've experienced. And of course, step four, make sure to post it on Facebook and other social media such as Instagram and Facebook and Tumblr, even though Tumblr does not exist in this realm. Because when I hosted my first photo shoot at NECO many years ago, which I'm going to get to the very end result of that, I pretty much spammed the entire NECOCon and AMA Facebook page with my Vocaloid shit, like, hey, come to this event, and I'm like, this was like 2016, and I kept spamming and sharing. I mean, no one got annoyed by it, but it got out there, if anything. And step five, follow step 2 and 3, tell your friends and the community. Follow step 2 and 3 is important to hosting a photo shoot. Now, let the cosplay community and convention know that when and where your photo shoot is. And step 6, gotta get organized. Get all the ships together. Make sure each of the same characters in the group of the ship, like the Rens, the Lens, the Gakubo, Miyako, even all the Resident Evil characters. Get all the characters for a group photo shoot. And step 7. Yes, there's like, I don't know how many steps I did for this, because this was like many years ago. Step 7, have a photographer on standby. And of course, here is the end result of all my photo shoots. Be the best host that there ever was. Be kind, interact with other guests, with the photo shoot you're hosting. And take photos together or selfies, like this. Achievement unlocked, the GGs are here. And conclusion, yeah, like I said, I've been cosplaying for over like since 2012, 2014, and I kind of know what I'm doing, but there are certain things I want to learn how to do, like make armor and whatnot, as well as stronger weapons. And now question and answer time. Yes?
Could you go back to step 1 and step 3?
Okay, step 1? Oh, you're good. Right, yeah.
So, I do have a question about that.
Yeah.
What happens if there is a fandom, different fandoms that mix together? You know, it's like, what if we're talking about like a very broad genre, kind of like Getouei and Gundam, you know, the both mech?
Like from what I've experienced, I usually like go with one anime and go from there. Like I don't like do crossovers that often. And you want to step 3?
Yes.
Fill out the form. Gotta fill out that form and make sure you have your photo shoot set and ready. And go back to the question and answer. Anybody else?
I got one.
Yeah.
So, do you have any advice for those who are probably nervous or too afraid to cosplay?
So, like, first time cosplaying?
Yeah.
Believe in the me that believes in you, from Dante or Kamina. I always do that, and I take big risk. Well, I'm a risk taker, so when I first cosplayed, I kind of jumped into it. I wasn't really nervous. I didn't know what the heck I was doing at the time when I was really young, when I first started cosplaying. I'm like 25 right now, and I started at like age 18, 19. My first cosplay was Koyuki from Beck, Mongolian cosplay, because I had like long brown hair, which I still have hair, but it's slowly fading away more or less. But whatever. But yeah, like I said, what I usually do is I usually just kind of dive into it. That's all I do. That's what I would suggest, and especially if they're nervous, have that one individual who's an experienced cosplayer just say, hey, don't worry about it, you'll be fine. Just believe in yourself. Good. Alright, and that about wraps it up.
I will give another hand to Casual Otaku.
Thank you. Boink. And I shall... How long was that? I feel like that was like 20, 30 minutes at max.
Yeah, just about. It's just 10 after right now.
Alright, let me turn on my camera.
Oh, you dropped your
Badge.
Yeah.
Dang it. Alright, room is cleared. As you can tell, I just finished up my panel for Cosplaying 101. And I believe what's next is name that anime game or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna check that out. I need to charge my camera because it's out of juice. So with that being said, I shall see you guys later.